Today, we have House Committee on Women and Gender Equality Chairperson and Bataan Representative Geraldine B. Roman, House Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs Chairperson and Tingog Party List Representative Jude A. Asidre, and House Assistant Majority Leader and ako Bicol Party List Representative Raul Gil Bungalon. Okay, before we begin the question and answer portion of our press conference, let us give the floor to Ma'am Geraldine Roman for the group's opening remarks.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, and of course, advanced Merry Christmas. Maraming salamat sa mga members of the press who are present here today. We look forward to listening to and hearing your questions and answering them. A few issues that concern our people, mga Filipino, at of course this includes yung ating edukasyon at saka ating healthcare. So maraming salamat muli.
Thank you, ma'am. Let us recognize Kat Forbes from Radio Pilipinas for today's first question.
Good morning po, Kongs. Hingi lang po sana ako ng statement or reaction ninyo regarding po dito sa inilabas na pahayag po ni Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin na hindi nga po matutuloy yung supposedly December 20 na paglagda ng Pangulo sa ating 2025 national budget dahil inaaral pa po ito at inaasahan po na meron pong mga i-veto daw ang Pangulo natin. Ano po ang inyong reaction? At kung maaari na lang din po, maibahagi din po yung proseso. Paano po mangyayari pag may na-veto? Ano po yung magiging sunod na hakbang? Para lang po maintindihan din po ng taong bayan.
Okay, thank you for that question. Again, good morning. We respect the decision of the Office of the President. Yung nakatalaan na supposedly December 20 schedule for the signing of the General Appropriations Bill will be rescheduled for the purpose of conducting an exhaustive and rigorous review of the final version as approved by the Bicameral Conference Committee and ratified by the Senate as well as the House of Representatives. You know, under the Constitution, the President can exercise his veto power in all laws being passed by Congress. So malinaw ho dito na we are under the democratic country at yung final na version as approved by the both panels is not yet final dahil nga ho ay ito po ay nire-review. You know, under the budget process for a general appropriations bill to become law, kailangan po lagdaan no ng ating pong Pangulo. O kung hindi niya po ito lalagdaan, yung tinatawag nating lapse into law, no. So with that, I guess he will exercise his veto power, and under the process, magko-communicate po ang ating presidente sa ating pong Kongreso that through a letter, he will communicate by expressing his veto message, no, of what we call veto message, wherein he will specifically mention the particular line items to be vetoed. So yun po yung proseso natin, no, under the budget process. And under the Constitution then, the Congress can also exercise the power of overriding the veto power of the President. But I guess we cannot tell more about the overriding because, again, me personally, I will respect the decision, the wisdom of the Office of the President, considering that there's a need, no, to really review the final version of the budget.
Welcome na welcome ang desisyon ng Pangulo na ipa-review muli yung budget natin. Ito ay nagpapatunay na sensitive ang ating Pangulo sa panawagan ng taong bayan. Bagamat merong justifikasyon kung bakit the budget for certain items like education and PhilHealth were approved as such, I think there is a clamor from many sectors in society, no, who may not fully understand the rationale, the reasons kung bakit naging ganun yung ating allocations for education and sa PhilHealth. At this only proves that the President prioritizes education and he recognizes its role in nation building. So I think that the Congress, I don't think, will even question yung veto power ng ating Pangulo, and they will just look into the specific items that the President wants reviewed. So kudos sa ating Pangulo, at we look forward to a better. Alam mo, lahat naman ng bagay sa mundo na-improve naman yan, di ba? We just have to listen to one another, and this is the good thing under this administration. People are free to express what they want to say without fear, and we can work on things, and we can work for the improvement of our national budget. Kong Jude?
I just want to add, no, it's also good to put in context na hindi po kakaiba itong pangyayari na binibigyan panahon ng ehekutibo ang pag-review pa ng report ng forma ng budget na inaprubahan ng Bicameral Conference Committee at ng niratify ng dalawang kapulungan ng Kongreso. In as much that it is Congress' duty to approve the budget, in the end, it is the President's duty also to execute the budget. And his inputs, his wisdom, as well as his priorities will play a big role. And clearly, in the way that we are reviewing now the budget at the executive level before it is signed, it's only an indication that the President is dutiful about exercising his role in the budget-making process. Ito po'y senyales na nasa isang malusog at masigasig tayong demokrasya. Katulad niya ng sinabi ng kagalang-galang na Geraldine Roman, ngayong panahon, malaya po tayong magpahayag ng ating mga saloobin, ng ating mga pagpuna sa mga ginagawa ng ating halal na mga opisyal. At dito po, ang Kongreso ay nakikinig, ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas ay nakikinig, at sa patuloy po na ugnayang ng dalawang sangay ng ating gobyerno ay we all hope, and I'm sure Congress and the President are one, in providing a budget that will not only address the needs of Filipinos, but also satisfy the need to ensure efficiency in public service and public spending.
Thank you po. Matanong ko na lang din po si Kong Jude. Medyo naging mainit po yung mata ngayon nung ilan dito po sa inyong programa po, yung Maalagang Republika, Rural Financing Health Development Program with PhilHealth and DBP. For the record po, ano po ba talaga yung role ngayon ng tingog dito sa DBP? For the record po, ano po ba talaga yung role ngayon ng tingog dito sa programa na ito, kasi kayo po yung pinupulaan?
Well, just to give you context of what it is all about, hindi naman kaila sa atin ng isa sa pinakamalaking problema ng ating healthcare system ay ang kakulungan ng mga hospital. Hindi man siguro ito ganun kalaking problema sa national hospitals kasi nandyan naman ang DOH, nandyan naman ang national budget. Challenge po ito sa mga tinatawag nating local government-run hospitals. Lalong-lalo na kasi sa ating sistema, devolved function po ang healthcare. Ibig sabihin, mga probinsya ang nagpapatakbo ng mga provincial at district hospitals, mga bayan naman ang nagpapatakbo ng municipal hospitals. Dahil dito, hindi nagiging ganon ka-prioridad ang expansion ng ating mga local government hospitals dahil po sa limitadong fiscal space na nakalaan sa ating budget at sa marami pang prioridad ng ating pamahalaan. Sa tingin lang ng tingog, ito po ay hindi pwede nating ipasawalang bahala. Kaya naghanap po tayo ng paraan. Paano kaya mapopondohan itong mga pangangailangan, lalo na for expansion ng ating LGU hospitals? At nakita po natin na sa ngayon, may existing na po na programa ang Development Bank of the Philippines. Tinanong natin ng Development Bank of the Philippines, yung mga pinapautang yung hospital, ilan ba dyan ang local government run? Sabi nila, halos wala akong umuutang na LGU. Sabi namin, bakit? Ang sabi, may agam-agam po ang LGU, hindi ganun kakampante pag umutang ho. So nakita natin na ang financing ng ating healthcare really is significantly dependent on reimbursement by PhilHealth. So sabi natin, kung si PhilHealth magbabayad on time at ng sakto, meron sanang pambayad si LGU para sa sa nilang utang sa hospital. So yun po yung naayos talaga natin. Pero ang tanong palagi ng LGU, utang na kami, pero ang tanong, kung ang dami hong requirements, merong hospital development plan, merong operational at feasibility studies, paano ho namin yung gagawin? And if you're talking about third and fourth class municipalities, hindi po madaling requirements ang mga to para sa kanila. So doon po tayo pumapasok. Hindi dahil ang tingog ay eksperto sa mga bagay na to, kundi may kapasidad po tayo bilang kinatawan ng mga tao to create convergence among experts, among government agencies, na nakaka-create tayo ng sustainable at self-sustaining na mekanismo para sa finance ng mga hospital infrastructure, lalo na sa kanayunan. Pero in the light of, i-announce ko po ito, in the light of recent events, kasi we have to remember that the program has been developed with the goal of building confidence among LGUs para sila magkaroon ng lakas ng loob na pumunta sa DBP. Pero nakakalungkot po na nitong mga nakaraang araw, ay binabatikos po yung programa. Meron po mga pagpuna na minsan unfair criticism na po. May isang senador po na gumawa ng privilege speech na hindi lang naman itinama ang mga laman ng kanyang sinabi. Merong isang nagpapakilalang eksperto na wala nang ibang sinabi na pagpuna pero wala namang binigay na solusyon o alternatibo. Nakita namin na hindi na makakatulong ang patuloy na partisipasyon ng tingog sa programang ito. Bagamat sinusuportahan pa rin namin ang inisyatibong tulungan ng ating mga LGU. Kagabi po, nagpulong po yung mga opisyal po ng Tingog Party List. Nag-decide po kami to take a step back and to withdraw from the MOA. So we decided that siguro in a better time, if not, we leave it to the agencies to really look into this as a solution. But nonetheless, we remain committed. Gayon niya yung sinabi ko sa privilege speech, marami namang paraan. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Pag gusto mong tumulong, marami palaging paraan. Yung mahilig maghanap ng pupunain, kahit anong gawin mo, may pupuna. Sana makita na lang ho ng mga kababayan natin kung sino po yung gumawa, sino po yung hanggang puna lang po.
Pari ko bang susugan yung sinabi ni Kong Jude, ano? It's really difficult, no? Na i-level up namin yung ating mga district hospitals. To give you an idea, para mangyari yun, we even have to legislate. And the legislative process is napakahaba. At kahit mapasa na ito sa batas, maghahanap ka pa ng pondo sa DOH, sisingit ka, makikiusap pa na i-prioritize ito. Eh yun naman pala, for the longest time, meron na pala pamamaraan. So, kung hindi mag-i-initiate, ayaw na ang tingog dito sa initiative na to, I hope somebody else will take the initiative, Kong Jude, kasi...
Natanong po sa amin yan, bakit daw tingog ang nakaisip? Yan din ho ang tanong namin nung nakita namin yung mekanismo, nung nakita namin kung yung pangangailangan, di ba? Nandyan nga yung, in fact, I remember when we made the first presentation, ang unang sinabi ng Pangulo ng DBP, bakit ngayon lang natin ginagawa ito? Siguro, nagkataon lang na kami yung nakaisip, kaya ho tayo naging masigasig sa pagsulong nito. And that's what is unfortunate with all the political noise, no? Hindi ho namimili sa ngayon eh. Kahit may magandang objective, may magandang layunin, eh minsan nalulunod po sa ingay ng politika. Sana ho, last casualty na po kami sa ingay na sinimulan at hindi pa rin natatapos.